Dungeons & Dragons is a classic game that everyone should at least know how to play. Not only is it incredibly entertaining, but it impacts the way its players interact with the real world, having incredible benefits towards personal development and mental health. Given it is such a well-known game, it's surprising that many don't bother diving deep into its universe and learning how to properly play it. However, with the upcoming release of Dungeons & Dragons Spelljammer set and many online communities making it easier to find other players, now is the time to learn the game's mechanics at length. Dungeons & Dragons is an incredibly popular tabletop game which engages players in a role-playing fantasy story campaign in which they must work together to progress. It has adapted throughout the decades, managing to flourish even in a majorly digital world, and it continues to introduce new content even after nearly 50 years since its release. The game is also very approachable for new players since it requires very little equipment to set up a first session. However, that is not the only reason one should dive deeper into the game's universe. Playing Dungeons & Dragons has plenty of benefits other than a few hours of fun. It allows players to easily meet new people and build friendships through the D&D group, creating an environment that allows for a great bonding experience. It also helps players develop essential skills required in the modern world, such as problem solving and cooperation. This has an incredibly good impact on players' real-life interactions both with other people and with themselves, allowing players to better themselves while being entertained, and creates an experience so powerful that everyone should try it at least once. D&D has a real-life impact on players after a pandemic that redefines social interactions. Dungeons & Dragons' ability to bring people together is commendable. Not only are there groups who hold more traditional, in-person meetings that keep the more literal tabletop style of the game alive, but there are also the players who have gathered in online communities, playing D&D without the group leaving their homes. And, although there are players from all over the world with very different life experiences from each other, Dungeons & Dragons gives them both a solid interest and a story to bond over. This creates an extremely positive environment that expands players' perspectives and allows them to build meaningful relationships with others easily. This game's social aspect is one of its best qualities, shaping an outstandingly beneficial experience, and everyone should play it at least once. Dungeons & Dragons is also a great way for players to develop new skills. Despite sessions being easy to organize, while actually playing the game, players are constantly challenged to better themselves and create new strategies. Dungeon masters are continuously exercising their creativity and adapting to new situations as the story progresses, making it so that they practice fundamental skills such as managing events and planning in preparation. As for the other players, during the session, they exercise quick thinking, cooperation, and problem-solving abilities, which are essential in the modern world. Therefore, not only is this game incredibly fun, but also surprisingly useful, and more people should learn how to play it. D&D is an outstanding game, and playing it has a host of benefits. It improves interpersonal relationships between people and allows them to better themselves in entertaining ways. Dungeons & Dragons has an official YouTube channel with tutorials and guides that are easy to understand and warmly welcome new players. And, given the major positive impact this game has in the real-world life of its players, learning how to play it is definitely worth it. Source: Dungeons & Dragons YouTube.